In this video, we'll talk about how we can execute the Servlet program by using Apache Tomcat. So without any delay, let's get started with the video now. So first, we need to download the setup for Tomcat. Okay, so firstly we'll visit to the website where the Tomcat setup will be available, and we'll download the setup and we'll install it. So I'll just open the browser first. And here we'll search for Apache Tomcat. Okay, so here multiple sites got loaded. So we'll go to the official website. So I'll just click on it. And here you can see on the left pane, there are different downloading options available. So here I'm going to prefer Tomcat 8 since it is compatible with the Java version which I have in the machine which has already been installed. So I'll go there. And here if we'll scroll down, we'll get this option. From here we can download the installer. It is for 32-bit or 64-bit. So I'll just click on it. And here the file got saved. So here is my downloaded file. So I'll just go there and I'll click on it. Alright, so here is my downloaded file. So I'll open it and click on it. Now this is the prompt which you'll see during the installation. So I'll click on next. I'll agree the license agreement. So I'll click on I agree. And here you can see that there are multiple options available. So I'll check this host manager and examples also so that we can refer them later on, and click on next. I'll keep the rest of the settings as it is, and I'll provide the username and password now. Alright, so now I'll click on next, and this is the location where the file will be installed. So I'll keep this location as it is. If you want, you can change it from here. Otherwise, you can proceed and you just have to click on install so that the installation will begin. Now click on finish. Alright, I'll close this document since we don't need this. So I'll just close it. Fine. So the Tomcat installation is done. Now the next task is we have to create the servlet. But there is a structure which we need to follow for creation of a servlet application in Java. So for that, what we'll do is we'll create one folder first, wherein we'll keep all the project related files, that is the Java extension files. So I'll name this folder, suppose my folder's name is Servlet demo. Now suppose this is my main project folder, so please follow this hierarchy, then only you'll be able to execute the servlet programs accurately. Now after this folder, you have to go inside of it, and within this you are needed to create one more folder, and I'll name it as web-inf. So this folder will contain multiple folders inside. Now what multiple folders will need? So suppose I want to keep all the Java related class files. Okay, so whenever you will compile the Java code, you will get a class file associated with it. So we need to create a folder named as classes. This folder will keep all the Java related files inside of it. That means the class files only. The next thing after this step we will need is the web.xml file, which will allow us to put the servlet name along with the URL patterns. At this moment, I'm not creating that file, but please make sure you're clear with this. That is the structure which you are needed to follow for creation of a servlet application in Java. So I'll close it. And now we have to create a program wherein we'll write some servlet code so that we'll be able to see whether it is getting executed properly or not. So I'll open the editor. So here I'm just creating the basic code. So I'll first save this file. So I'm going to save this file first with extension Java. Now you can put your file, that is this Java file, anywhere in any preferable location. So I'm putting it here on the desktop. I'm giving its name as Servlet Code.java. Now within this, we are going to import Now we'll import the servlet. Star. We'll import the input output package by using java.io.star, and this is the inclusion of all the packages. Now we'll create the class. So what will be the class name now? The class name will be this one, that is Servlet Code.java. Okay, so not Java extension will be included, but the name will be Servlet Code. And we have to extend HTTP servlet. Okay, so when you will include this HTTP servlet class, that means extending this class will make this servlet code class to act as a servlet itself. Now the next is, we have two methods, do get and do post. So by default, any servlet application works with the get request. So here I am going to utilize the do get method. So this is public void do get, and this method will accept two parameters. The first parameter belongs to the HTTP servlet request class. Suppose this is my request parameter, and then there is second one, that is HTTP servlet response. Alright, now inside of this, first we have to ensure that it is throwing the exception. Okay, so make sure after this you are throwing the exception by using throws keyword. So I'm using servlet exception and input output exception to be thrown. Now after this step, I'll set the response type, that is content type, as text or HTML. So response.set content type as text or HTML, and then we'll create the object for print writer. So print writer p equals to response.getWriter. So this method will allow us to use the println function, wherein we'll put the relevant content for HTML. Okay, so this p object will be utilized for that. So p.println, and within the brackets I'll pass some HTML code which will be shown when I'll run this file. I'm just putting a simple text over here within the h1 tag. Hello all, and welcome to my first serverlet program. or code. Okay, and I'll put the semicolon. So that is done. This file is created successfully, and now we have to close the printWriter object as well. And now the next task will be, I have to execute this file. That means firstly we'll need to compile this file so that we'll get the class file associated with it. So for that we need, so now I'll search for the jar file, that is Servlet API jar file, and I'll download it. Now you can note here that different websites are available, so I'll suggest you to go to the Maven repository from where we are going to download the jar file. So you can see here you can get an option, that is this one. So I'll click on it. Alright, so it got downloaded successfully. So I'll open this, and this jar file is to be copied to the location where the Java code is present. Since I'm not going to set the class path, I'll just put the CP variable and I'll make that file to be available during the compilation process itself. So I'll paste it here. So I've just renamed it. There is no need to rename, but still it got one appended, so I've just removed it. Alright, so now we are set to get the class file for this. So I'll open the command prompt and we'll execute our Java code. So now if you want to execute the Java code by using the jar file, so you need to follow a specific command for that. But before this, you can ensure that you have successfully set the path variable java_home. So just go to the folder where you have downloaded Java. Okay, so this is my program files and here is the Java folder. Okay, so you have to copy this path, and this path is to be included in the java_home. If it is already done, there is no need to do it again. But just to ensure that it should not give you any kind of error, you can ensure it like this. Okay, so this is java_home. It is already there. If it is not present, you can click on new and provide java_home, and within this variable, that is the second text box, you can put the path which we have copied. Alright, so I'll close it now, and within this command prompt we'll put the command, that is javac. Okay, so make sure you are putting it correctly. javac space -cp, this stands for the class path, and within the quotes I'll provide dot. It implies that we are there in the current directory itself. That means my jar file is present in the current directory since it is on the desktop. So I'll copy the name, and after putting the semicolon, I'll put the name of my file, jar file, along with the extension .jar. And now we have to put, after putting the space, we have to put the name of our Java file, that is Servlet demo. Now here I made a mistake. I have to first go to the folder, that is the folder where my Java file is present. So I'll redirect it to that folder first. And since you can see that I am in the desktop folder now, so I'll just execute the command again, the same command which I have mentioned you. And now if we'll try to do the compilation, we'll see that whether it gets compiled successfully or is there any error. Okay, so here it is giving us a simple error. It is saying the symbol is not found. So we'll just cross check it. So here in this line, you can see that I mistakenly substituted extra L. So I'll just remove it, and the name of function is println. So I'll save it and we'll execute it again. And it got compiled successfully. It is not generating any kind of errors now. Now after doing the execution, you can see that this class file is available. So I'll copy this class file and paste it inside the newly created project folder. Make sure you're putting it inside the classes named folder only. So web-inf is containing classes, and classes folder will contain this class file. You have to follow this hierarchy, then only it will get executed successfully. Now after doing this, I have to create the next file named as web.xml. So you have to put this web.xml file in the web-inf folder itself. No need to go inside the classes folder. So you can see that it got created. And now here I'll create a simple web.xml file. So you have to use some predefined tag name. So here it is web-app. Here I'm calling it as predefined. The reason is you have to specify it in this way only. Even though we say that within XML we have user defined tags, but here you have to give these names only, since web.xml file is having a specific structure to be followed. Okay, so make sure you're using the same names of tags as I'm mentioning here. So within the servlet tag, you need to take the name of servlet. So servlet-name, you can put any name. You do not have any restriction for this. And then the second tag we will take is the servlet-class. Now this is important because here you have to ensure that you are putting the correct name of class. Okay, so which class you have to put? You have to put the class name which you have mentioned in the Java code. Okay, so we'll just cross check it. Here is my name of class, that is Servlet Code. Okay, so now we have mentioned it correctly. Now our servlet tag is completed. We'll go outside of the servlet tag, and now we will take one more tag named as servlet-mapping. Now this servlet mapping will take the name of servlet itself again. So I'll just copy it and paste it here. And the second tag you will need is the URL-pattern. Now this URL pattern, whichever you will mention within this, starting with a slash, this URL is to be substituted while running the file. That is obviously in the browser, you have to mention the name of the folder, that is your project folder, and slash you have to put the path. Okay, so make sure you remember the path which you are providing in the URL-pattern. Okay, so this is my path /demo1. Now I'll save this file. My web.xml file is created successfully. Now my entire project folder is ready. It has classes, that is class file also. It has web.xml file also. So the only task which is remaining is to paste this file in the web apps folder. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll copy this folder. Now I'll go inside the C drive, then program files, and then this is our Apache. Okay, so I'll click on it, again go inside. Okay, click on continue, since it is going to take the admin permissions. And from here you can see the folder named as web apps. So just go inside, and this is the folder where you need to paste your project folder which you have right now created. So just place your folder, paste it, and it is having everything, so it will work fine. So this task is done. Now the next task is go to the bin folder and double click on this startup file. This is a batch file. Okay, so what it will do is it will start the Tomcat server. Then only we'll be able to see the exact output within the browser. Now you can see this message, server startup. It means the server got started successfully. Now it is possible to see the output. So I'll go to the browser And here within the browser, we'll provide the local host. Then we have to put colon, and then we have to provide the port number. So the port number which will be utilized is 8080. And then put slash, and after this slash you have to make sure that you are putting the correct name of the folder, that is your project folder, which is present in the web apps. So this is the name of my folder, Servlet demo. So I have to provide that name after slash, that is Servlet demo, and then put one more slash and provide the URL name which is mentioned in the web.xml file in the URL mapping tag. So you can see here, not the URL mapping, that is URL pattern. Okay, so you can see that demo 1 is present. So this is demo 1. Now if I'll click it, you can see the file, that is the Java file which was having this code, that is to show the HTML content. It is showing successfully. So I'll just open it for you. So this was the message, that is, hello all, welcome to my first Servlet code. This should be displayed, and it is getting displayed. That means our servlet got executed successfully. So this is how you are supposed to run the servlet code by using Apache Tomcat in Windows operating system. So I hope you have all got this. Thank you so much for watching the video. Please do subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for further videos as well. Thank you.